coming up. From the Northeast Live studios in Guwahati, Northeast Tonight with Wasbir Hussain.
Hello and welcome to Northeast Tonight, the show that decodes the region. The demand for scheduled tribe status by the majority Meiteis in Manipur has turned volatile, with tribal groups in the state strongly opposing it, saying that granting this special status to an advanced community like the Meiteis, who have a 2,000-year-old civilizational history, will deprive all tribals in the state. While the Scheduled Tribes Demand Committee Manipur, or STDCM, has intensified its movement to push the demand, the All Tribal Students Union Manipur, or ATSUM, has opposed it and has sought the immediate intervention of the Hill Areas Committee, a government body that looks after affairs in Manipur's hill districts. The ATSUM says the Meiteis are a highly developed society and does not fulfill the criteria set up by the Government of India in 1967, where groups to be included in or considered for ST status. Some of the criteria laid down are that a group must have indications of primitive traits, distinctive cultures, geographical isolation, shyness of contact with community at large, and backwardness. The STDCM says ST status for the Meiteis is the only way the community can survive and preserve their identity. Meitei community leaders say the Meiteis are confined to the stretch of land in the Imphal Valley and cannot buy land in tribal areas, whereas tribals are free to buy land in the valley areas. Basically, the Meiteis fear being outnumbered in their own land. What's the road ahead? Will this issue be an obstacle to Chief Minister N. Biren Singh's attempts to bridge the Hill-Valley divide in Manipur? To discuss this and more, I am being joined by Working President of the Scheduled Tribe Demand Committee, Lieutenant Colonel retired Laishram Lokendra. ATSUM Finance Secretary, Mr. Kakai Singsit, is also on the show. I have with me from Imphal Dr. Thiam Bharat Singh, Associate Professor from Manipur University and a commentator. And joining me from Lamka, Churachandpur is Mr. Thangbiaklian Hamjo, a social worker. Gentlemen, welcome to Northeast Tonight. My first question is to you, Lieutenant Colonel Laishram Lokendra, the Working President of STDCM. Now, Mr. Lokendra, it has been 50 years since Manipur attained statehood. Manipur became a state of the Indian Union. Now, 50 years later, the demand for scheduled tribe status has suddenly gained momentum, and your organization STDCM is taking the lead. My question is simple. What is the justification for this demand? Can you once again brief my viewers?
Thank you. The justification. Now, before I go into details of justification, let me point out that 4 days ago, that was on 23rd of this month, in a convention held in Imphal, the Honorable CM Shri N. Biren Singh had categorically stated that Meitei's future is bleak. We don't have sufficient living space, and in the next 20 years or so, the Meiteis is likely to go extinct. That is one statement that has come from the Chief Minister of the state himself. Now, further than that, I would like to say that the population of Meiteis in 1951 census was 59% of that of the Manipur. As per the 2011 census, the 2011 census, it has reduced to 44%. Now, in the current census that is coming up in 21-22, which is the figures will be shown to us now, I don't know how much it will reduce to. It may come to below 44, without doubt. We're looking at the trend of the demographic change and the extinction of Manipur, which is going slowly but surely. Now, that as the backdrop, another point that I like to make is that the Meiteis, who are the aboriginal ethnic group of this land called Manipur, we are existing in a land that is approximately 1,800 square kilometers. That is less than half of Kasar district of Assam. And we have a population of 12 lakh point something. And that in Manipur, one may term it as a majority community, but percentage-wise, when you look at it from the overall point of view, it's less than half of the population, 44%. So we are no more the majority. It's only on paper that we are majority.
But I have to take the opening remarks of all the other panelists. But I have to ask you one question, Colonel Lysram. You are saying that you are actually not the majority community because you are 44% and the rest are 56%. Now the point is, if I take your figures to be correct, now the remaining 56% are not one composite people. There are the Nagas, there are the Kukis, there are other communities. So you are technically the majority community, isn't it?
Okay. Let's take that. But the fact remains that the Meiteis are going extinct slowly but surely. That's one point. Now, what I'm coming at is that in the government records, the official government records of 1891 census, where Meiteis were recorded as the hill tribe, or not the forest tribe of Manipur. Then in 1901 census, the Meiteis were recorded as the main tribe of Manipur. Then again in 1931 census, which was the big census exercise carried out by the government of British government then to differentiate between the tribes and caste. In that, the Meiteis were included as wholly Hindu, but retaining their distinctive language and culture. Now, based on this census of in 1931, the enlisting of scheduled tribes in the Indian constitution came about 1950. In that, 1931 was the basic document for which the scheduled tribe list was made. And Meiteis should have been included automatically, as local community of 1965 says that it was based on the 1931 census for inclusion of scheduled tribe in 1950-51.
Okay.
Now, for some reason or the other,
let us.
We call it. Wait. One second.
No, I have to go to other panelists. This is the opening
exclusion
remark.
of the Meiteis at that point of time.
Yes. No, you are saying that. I'll come back to you. Mr. Lysram. Colonel Lysram, I have to come back to you. Let me take a remark from Mr. Kakai Singsit, the Finance Secretary of the All Tribal Students Union of Manipur. Mr. Singsit, you have heard Mr. Lysram Lokendra, the working president of STDCM, has said that, the Meiteis are only 44% today, although they were 59% in 1951. And they're saying that 1931 census regarded them as forest tribals and main tribe and so on. So on that basis, they should have become tribals automatically. It is not a new demand, they should have automatically become tribals. Now, why are you opposing this demand?
Bill, it would have been good if there was, if there wasn't a technical glitch, because I could not. There was audio problem with the past speaker, so yeah, you have given me the gist, but to be very, I'll just put in like this. You see, of late, since the turn of the new millennium, there has been a surge from other communities, not only of the Meiteis. but in from the mainland also, demanding for inclusion in scheduled tribe, with the view for the piece of pie that is being offered in jobs and shops. So, and political parties, they have been doling out these ST, inclusion in ST to communities. Recently, it was seen in Kashmir when the Home Minister went to Kashmir. He promised one particular community that they will be included in ST list. So this has become a political kind of a political frisbee to get votes. So what we say is that whether tribers, the present tribers, are ready with these uh, present demands made by not only the Meiteis but the rest of the other communities staying in India. So, from our perspective, Epsum has right from the day one when this demand have come up, objected and opposed this move based on many empirical assumptions that Meitei have superseded the characteristic of being a triber. Because in 1950s, in the earliest 1950s, they have in their own volition rejected that we have superseded the characteristic of tribalism, so we are not ready to be tribers. That was one reason. But of late, after the new millennium, to be very surprisingly, they started coming up and started demanding. And even the Honorable CM was, and the Raja Sabha MP was also, in their public pronouncement, have stated again and again that Meitei's uh, demand are genuine. But from the tribals' perspective, I think this is not acceptable and agreeable to us because this will have a very serious impact and negative impact on our land, on our culture, and in every aspects of life.
Yes,
Because
Mr. Singsit, I will give you time to elaborate on your argument. You are saying that if the Meiteis are granted scheduled tribe status, it will impact very, very adversely on the tribal people in Manipur. So you will expand on that. I'll give you time. Before I take an academic view from Dr. Thyam Bharat Singh, let me quickly go to Lamka in Churachandpur, where I have Mr. Thangbiaklian Hamjo, who is a social worker. Mr. Hamjo, how do you look at the demand and how do you look at the opposition to the demand?
Uh, Mr. Wasbir, the very demand of the Meitei community for inclusion in scheduled tribes is a ridiculous move because the Meitei community has been claiming a civilization of more than 2,000 years and they have a written history of more than 2,000 years. On top of that, the Meitei community, the Meitei kingdom, they were claiming even before India, the country of India gets their republic status or the constitution of India has been drafted, they were having an administration, a monarchical administration based on on a written constitution. They are claiming that they are having a constitutional monarchy. So such an advanced community claiming that they were as defined by the Constitution of India, they have primitive traits, they have backwardness, they have geographical isolation, and they have to be included within the scheduled tribe community is a ridiculous claim. And then in terms of the opposition raised by the tribal communities from Manipur, I believe that it is a very justified and right move because uh, the tribal community and the Meitei community have been living together within the ambit of Manipur for more than 50 years now. And in terms of that, the tribal community has been looking at an accelerated development through the reservation
Right.
and uh, uh, um, other benefits that they are getting from that the that minority and backward status. And while the tribal community are looking at that, the prospect of getting at par with the more advanced Meitei community,
Okay,
ridiculous.
Mr. Hamjo, let me stop you at that for the time being. We'll come back and
Right.
we'll allow each of our participants to elaborate on the argument. Let me turn to Dr. Thiam Bharat Singh, Associate Professor in Manipur University and a leading commentator. Dr. Thiam Bharat Singh, how do you respond to the argument by Mr. Kakai Singh Sit and Mr. Hamzo that the Meiteis are a very advanced community? They have 2000 years civilizational history. They have been they have a constitutional monarchy they had. And in this demand, in this memorandum which the Atsumet sent to the Hill Areas Committee, they have also said that, you know, the bulk of the recent students who have passed MBBS and NDA examinations and various other examinations, they belong to the Meitei community, not just only in Manipur, they also top the list of people from the northeastern region getting into these elite professional courses. So how do you respond to this argument?
This is a very tough situation. Before I come directly to your question, I have some observations over this matter that now the STDC, Scheduled Tribe Demand Committee in Manipur, when I observe, they have got a legitimate demand for inclusion of Meitei community into the ST list of the constitution. Whether the demand is granted or not, it is other way. But my point is that there is a legitimate demand for the STDCM, and also there has been lot of heated argument between the two groups, and also I found there has been lot of wild assumptions. So we should try to minimize and come to a scientific conclusion.
Yeah, no, that is what I want from you, Dr. Bharat Singh. Yes. That is what I want from you. Why do you consider it as a legitimate demand? Do you refute the idea that the Meiteis had a 2000-year-old civilizational history? It had a well-established monarchy, and that its people are advanced. Don't you think so?
Yeah. I also have got some opinion about it. Yes, we are said to be very advanced, but this is in the Meitei community also. There are some opposition in some areas. For example, I will tell you, based on that argument that Meitei is a very advanced community which has got 2000 years old, but this inclusion of Meitei, or this inclusion of ST community started when Manipur merged into the Indian Union. That might be about 1950. So there is a gap of opinion between this 1949 and 2000 years old. So what I mean is that the STD, Scheduled Tribe Demand Committee Manipur, has also got a very strong reasoning to demand to include the Meitei communities into the ST list of the constitution. I don't mean that. I just would like to say that it depends not on it doesn't depend on both sides. It depends on the state government. Now, what I would like to say
forget the state
what
government.
I would like to express is that
Bharat Singh,
the ball is
Dr. Bharat Singh, I will go to Colonel Laisram Lokendra, but Dr. Bharat Singh, forget the state government. Now the STDCM is demanding, the ATSUM is opposing the Scheduled Tribe status for the Meiteis. Now, people like you, you may be a Meitei, but you are also an academic, you are observing the situation. Now, my question to you as an individual thinker, is that, do you consider the demand justified, and if so, why? Because the Atsum is saying that Meiteis is an advanced community, unlike the tribals.
No. This is not. This should not be based on the assumption of one side. There are certain criteria for giving justification of inclusion of Meitei community into the
Yes,
ST list
the
of the
justification,
constitution.
the criteria
Nobody
is
can
the
grant
criteria
based on the assumption.
The criteria laid
Geographical
down by
location.
yes, the criteria laid down by the Government of India through a committee that went into this in 1967, accepted by the Government of India, is that those people who have primitive traits, distinctive culture, geographical isolation, shyness of contact and backwardness, only they will be eligible to be considered for ST status.
Yeah, that is true.
Now,
So-
let me
so
go
it
to...
depends on the ethnographic study.
Okay, fine, let's not go into...
It depends on the study of the government whether these criteria are fulfilled or not.
So,
Then
Dr.
based on that
Laisram,
finding of the of the report.
Dr. Bharat Singh is leaving it to the government to decide. Now, let me go to Lieutenant Colonel Laisram Lokendra, the working president of STDCM. Now, Mr. Lokendra, let us clarify I want you to clarify 2-3 things. Now, you started this, discussion by saying that on 23rd October, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh said during a convention, during a meeting, that the Meiteis' future is bleak. That is what you said. There was no sufficient living space. So, do you think that the Chief Minister N. Biren Singh is fully supporting your demand?
Oh, I cannot say that with definite, with the definiteness. But before that, I like to clear on the 2000 years of history, which has been brought out by those who are opposing it.
But that's
now,
true.
My
You will
point
say
is,
that,
yes,
Mr. Laisram,
it was a
Colonel Laisram, you will please talk, you will please explain the 2000 years of history.
Yes.
But before that, I'll be very happy if you could kindly answer my question. Now, when you say that the Chief Minister has said that the future of the Meitei people are bleak, that's what you are quoting him, no sufficient living space. Does it mean, are we to understand that Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, himself a Meitei, he is supporting your demand?
Whether he is supporting or not, he never says a word. We have gone in for a what do you call, agitation for the last 10 years. Now he has had 5 years of tenure plus now 2 years of coming, and we have started with this democratic form of agitation from 26th of August onwards. There has been not a word from his side to either say yes or no. He has not even called or given an indication anywhere. He has always maintained that the government is looking into it. The government is deeply considering it. And on that particular day, he did mention that the Meiteis are likely to go in, the future of the Meiteis is bleak and likely to go extinct after 20 years. Now, what is there in his mind, one cannot say with certainty.
I take your point.
I cannot say that he is siding with the...
I take your point. My question is, has he invited you? Has he invited the STDCM for talks? Is the STDCM interested in talking to the state government?
Oh, then it is up to the government to acknowledge the what do you call, the demand that we are going on, the democratic approach that we are applying, and we have said please respect democratic approach and not the undemocratic form of demand. So it is, it is expected that at some point of time the government would respond and say that okay, we'll do this or that. That has to come from the government side. Nothing has come so far. And we don't know what is going to be there in future. I cannot say with certainty just because he made a remark that the Meitei's future is bleak, that he will go and endorse the scheduled tribe demand. That is, we know the Chief Minister and how he thinks and how he acts. So it is all, only the future can tell. But that is one point. But I want to clear on that point of 2000 years of history if you give me a chance.
Yes, go ahead, very quickly. Yes.
The 2000 years of history. Okay, 2000 years of history that Manipur seems to have had, and the Meiteis is a very advanced country. Okay, fine. The claim is that we had 2000 years of history, but the fact is, in that 2000 years of history of the kingdom, once the British occupied Manipur in 1891, in that Khongjong War or whatever it was. After that, once Manipur came under the British suzerainty, they held the first census of the country, right? In that, they had categorically stated the Meiteis as forest tribe of Manipur.
Okay.
Now, if it is a forest tribe of Manipur existing at that point of time, then you're claiming of 2,000 years of history or 5,000 years of history.
Okay,
How does
got
it
your
make
point.
much
You
of a
have made
difference
that-
in that?
you had made that
I mean,
point.
it is the observation of
Right.
of,
You had made that point in your earlier remarks as well.
right.
Now,
and
therefore,
no, there's one more point. There's one more.
no, I have to rotate. I get the sense. You're
Therefore,
saying
no,
that I have to rotate the conversation. You have said that you have tried to refute that 2,000-year-old civilizational claim in saying that, long back it was recognized
No,
that
I
the
don't
Meiteis.
refute it. I don't refute it. No, wait, no. I don't refute the 2,000 years of history. We may have 2,000 years of history or 5,000 years of history. That's a different matter.
That's a different
matter.
matter,
What I'm trying
but-
to say is that even after that, when the Britishers occupied Manipur, we were categorized as forest
Okay, fine,
tribe.
I got it.
That's
You
what
are
I'm coming at.
categorized as
And then
forest
finally in
tribes.
1931
Got it.
census.
Let me go to Mr. Kakai Singh Sit, Atsum Finance Secretary. Now, the sense I'm getting from what Mr. Laishram Lokendra is saying is that the British considered or regarded the Meiteis as forest tribes, and therefore they are technically tribals. 2,000-year history is a different issue, but whether they may not be as advanced as people may claim or people may think, therefore their demand is justified. Now the point is, Mr. Singh Sit, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, right from his earlier term and even this term, he has been saying that it was his earnest desire to bridge the hill-valley divide. He has been saying that this was his earnest desire to break the hill-valley divide. Now, how is this issue going? Do you think that the issue is going to, be an obstacle to that idea?
Where if we take politicians to their words, I think this will be a blunder because politicians normally say something and do otherwise. So I'm not going to that. So I would just like to pick out a point or two about that forest dwellers, and I just want to substantiate or claim why Meiteis are an advanced community. I'll just dwell on that too. First, you see, whether they are forest dweller or not, this is one thing, but to my base knowledge, there is not an area of Infar Valley where there is forest. So how can a people who have been living on the plain for thousands of years claim themselves to be forest dwellers? Okay, I don't refute that. It's not our claim also. 2,000 years of civilization, unbroken kingship. This is what they have. And you see, when let us come to culture, you see, Meiteis have one of the finest, most sophisticated, rich culture among all the communities of India. You see, I just like to substantiate my claim because, you see, in India we have very few classical dances. Because classical, if your dance is included in classical dances, the purport is that you have an advanced culture. You see, Meiteis have Ras Lila, then Khamba Thoibi Zagoi, and then Pung Chaloms. These dances are included in classical dances and they are internationally acclaimed dance. So, and you see, again, these our Meitei brethren, they have a script of their own. Besides, they have diplomatic, trade, and political relations with the British, with the Burmese, with the Ahoms, with the Tripuris, with the Mughals, even the Mughals, the Kachars, and the Chinese. It is in their history. They have written it. Their historians have written it. So, for a people who have enjoyed the fruits of civilization, I will not go for 1,000 years.
Right.
Now claiming that they are backward class and they need to be categorized into their ST list. I think this is purely driven by some of the reservation quotas that are given. You see, since 2004 or 5, I'm not sure, since Mina community have been included, since the inclusion of Mina community, you see, just go to all the central service lists. Only the Mina community are there. You see, our Meitei brothers, they are exceptionally, they have done very well in the sphere of education also. We
Yes,
need to
I've
understand
said
this
that.
also.
I get a sense of how you are countering. I get a sense of it. You are saying that basically they had relations between the Meitei kingdom and the neighboring principalities or neighboring kingdoms, whether it is the Ahoms, whether it is the Mughals, whether it is the Tripuris, and so on and so forth. And they have a classical dance form. Their dances are recognized and so on, an advanced culture. Let me, before coming to once again to Dr. Bharat Singh, let me go to Mr. Thangbiaklian Hamzo once again. Mr. Hamzo, now you see, basically, I was asking this question. Mr. Singh said that politicians say something and do something else. Now, this Hill Valley divide. Now, after many years under the chief of N. Biren Singh, we saw the cabinet going to Chorachandpur and other hill districts and so on. There was stock taking going on, and he was openly saying that his government was trying to bridge the Hill Valley divide. Now, how is this issue going to impact on this?
Yeah, I believe that if the politicians think that uniformly putting all communities of Manipur bridge hill and valley divide, that is a very wrong notion of it, and it is also a very wrong approach, because the Sidhu tribes, I think, why the Meitei community have such a resurgence in their demand for Sidhu tribe status is not of a backward, coming from a backward community, or they were from primitive tribes, but it is more because of the reservation benefits also. And in terms of the Hill Valley divide, the hill area by the President of India to be a topographical or geographical connotation by the President of India. In that, the hill areas has been predominantly occupied by the and then there is a provision in the Manipur Land Revenue and Land Reforms Act that only the scheduled of the scheduled tribes.
We have.
So there's a sharp divide in terms of land occupation also. And then if the Meitei community are getting the scheduled tribe status, they are going to automatically gain access to the vast swaths of hill areas where the tribal communities of Manipur are being indigenous.
But
so that is
yes,
also another challenges.
but
I believe that
I will have to go for a break.
flare
But
up.
Mr. Hamzo, now the tribals can buy land in the valley areas, and the valley people cannot buy land in the hill areas. So the hill people can, in any case, come and buy land in the Imphal Valley, which is a narrow strip of land.
Yeah, actually, it is not. It is not because it was the valley or it was the hill areas. It is because a possession of the tribal people, whether it be in the hill areas or whether it be in the valley areas. If a particular owner of a land is a Sidhu tribe, only the Sidhu tribe can purchase land in that, and only the Sidhu tribe can purchase land of the Sidhu tribe people.
So what is the problem?
So there's a
Then what
certain
is the problem?
restriction.
Suppose you fear that if the Meiteis are granted Sidhu tribe, they will be eligible, they'll be free to buy land in the hill areas. So that is also one of the problems that you fear may happen. Oh, there is no audio there is an audio problem with Mr. Hamzo. I will have to fix that. I'll have to go for a break. But before that, Dr. Bharat Singh, now, what is the sense you are getting? Do you think Chief Minister N. Biren Singh should invite both the groups and listen to them, listen to their respective point of views? Very quickly.
Yeah. I agree with your point. Please give me some more time. I wanted to complete the first answer when you asked me, because I just recall that some years back, one collective civil society organization, they strongly opposed the demand for inclusion of Meitei community into the ST list of the constitution. As you have mentioned, 2000 years old, advanced, everything, so many things. So based on that argument, this group of collective organization, value-based organization, they strongly oppose the demand for the inclusion of Meitei community, and also they submitted a representation to the Honorable Chief Minister and also to His Excellency Governor. But later on, as time changes, our perception changes. Now we haven't seen any kind of protest from this collective organization. So I think there is a lot of change in the perception. As you said, yes, this campaign, as we have observed every day, now the STD CM, they have been visiting this minister residences and MLA, and now we found that some ministers, honorable ministers of education, endorsed this demand that constitution give safety to the Meitei community, and also the Rajya Sabha MP Sana Zauba also openly supported this demand, and also one particular MLA also supported. So there is a lot of changes.
We know that, but what does it mean?
The ball is now in the court of the government.
Dr. Bharat Singh, we know all of that, but what does this mean? Very quickly, what does this mean? What does this endorsement mean?
I can't hear that one.
No, whatever you are saying, the education minister endorsing, the Rajya Sabha MP endorsing, we know all of that. But what does this mean? What is the significance of this?
Now the ball is in the court of the government. They can discuss in the cabinet meeting, and also the situation is now a cliffhanger type, that we don't know what will happen. It is very uncertain. So what is the next move of Acham? They demanded the intervention of chairman of HAC. So what is the next step? It is a cliffhanger type of situation. So the best option is that Honorable Chief Minister invites the concerned stakeholders, community leaders, student leaders, like the legalization of this liquor.
Absolutely.
The Chief Minister should invite all the concerned people and then discuss over a cup of tea on the table.
Great.
This will be the best option.
I'll have to go for a break. On that note, I'll have to go for a break. Academician Dr. Thyam Bharat Singh of Manipur University, his suggestion is that this is a cliffhanger kind of a situation. Therefore, Chief Minister Mr. Biren Singh should invite all the stakeholders for a discussion over a cup of tea. Why he is not doing so, that is the big question. Don't go away. I'll be right back after this very short break. Well, I'll be going now straight to Mr. Kakai Singsit. But before that, there is a big breaking story from Arunachal Pradesh. There is a very big breaking story from Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu has made the state governor and recommended that the governor should invoke Article 317 of the provisions of the Arunachal Pradesh Public Service Commission to remove the members of the Arunachal Pradesh Public Service Commission over the paper leak case. And already we are getting to know that at least 2 members of the Public Service Commission have already tendered their resignation. So this is a big breaking story coming from Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Chief Minister Pema Khandu had met Governor B.D. Mishra, the Governor B.D. Mishra in Itanagar today, a couple of hours ago, and have recommended the removal of all the members of the Arunachal Pradesh Public Service Commission by invoking our provisions of the constitutional provisions, remove the members of the Arunachal Public Service Commission over the paper leak case, and already at least 2 of the members have already tendered their resignation. That is a big breaking story coming in from Arunachal Pradesh. Now let me go directly to Mr. Kakai Singsit, the Finance Secretary of the ATSUM. Mr. Kakai Singsit, you have heard Dr. Bharat Singh from the Manipur University saying that now is the time for Chief Minister to invite all the stakeholders and listen to their respective points of view. My question to you, Mr. Singsit, what is the next course of action for ATSUM? You have already given a memorandum to the chairman of the Hill Areas Committee. What is your expectation? What are you going to do?
Well, by quack of fate, my light has just gone out, but at least we are managing. So, before responding to that, I would just request you to give me a little sufficient time so that we can express our stance and
yes, carry on. That is sufficient time is sufficient time is always a problem with television talk shows.
Okay.
But carry on, please.
It's
yes.
Understandable.
Yes,
So,
I am audible. I can see you. I can hear you. Carry on.
You see, in order to know better, I would like to throw a few insights regarding the Meitei community, about their composition. You see, they have Brahmins, they have Kshatriyas, the royal family, and then the aristocratic family. So sometimes it's very hard, difficult, and funny to think that if the Brahmins, how would they accommodate Brahmins, the Brahmin society of the Meiteis, in tribal, and again the Rajkumars, as we have said, the Ningthausa dynasty, the present dynasty, the Ningthausa dynasty have been ruling Manipur since 33 AD. So if these Rajkumars who have enjoyed all the benefits of civilization are included in ST, I think that is a mockery. Because, you see, if Brahman and Kshatriyas, because Meitei claims that they are the descendants of Surya Vansha, they are the descendants of the sun god, they are donning the sacred thread. And if people who occupies the highest category of the Varna, Hindu Varna system be included, then it will open a floodgate. That means all Brahman society of India, all Kshatriya society of India entitled to this demand. This impact will be felt not only in Manipur, its impact will be felt in
I'll take a response to it. I'll take a response. Kakai Singh said, you have made a very
steps we are going to take.
Right. Kakai Singh said, sorry, if I'm stopping you, it is only for the purpose, only for the constraints of time. I'll come back to you. Let me take a quick response from Mr. Laisam Lokendra. Mr. Laisam Lokendra, is a very strong argument. This is a very strong argument from Mr. Kakai Singsit, the Finance Secretary of ATSUM, saying that if all the Brahmins and Kshatriyas are made, Kshatriyas are made scheduled tribes, come to be regarded as scheduled tribes, this will have an impact outside Manipur. This will have an impact pan-India. So how can princes be regarded as scheduled tribes? So how do you respond very quickly?
That's a very far-fetched idea. Now, Tripuris of Tripura, there was a kingdom, and our Rajkumaris were married to their Rajkumars, right? And the Tripuris, the kings, and along with the Rajkumari of Manipur, they took the scheduled tribe. I went in 1950,
yeah.
And those servants of the Meiteis who had gone as their to look after, take care of the interest of the Rajkumari, who can say to help us. They were left out as not unscheduled. They were not scheduled in the tribe because they were Meiteis, but the Rajkumari and the prince, of Tripura, they have been included as a scheduled tribe. That's okay. So the prince and the kings, they have been what you call taken up the conversion, or you can say enlisted to the scheduled tribe. It's a fact of life, and it's clear cut. Not only in Tripura, there are other places also. In Hyderabad also, and there are others there. Now talking about Brahmin, in Himachal Pradesh, in Lahore and Spiti area, there are Brahmins and Thakurs, supposed to be really high caste, who are included in scheduled tribe list, right? So there is no confusion on that. And then again on Jharkhand scheduled caste, the community called Bhokta of Jharkhand, they were scheduled caste for the last 75 years. On the 5th of April this year, they were de-enlisted from scheduled caste and re-enlisted as scheduled tribe. So this is a process of the government's procedure, and which can be, it does not have any impact on the tribalism or not tribalism. That's the point. Is scheduled tribe is a constitutional provision. Let's get clear on this. Scheduled tribe is a constitutional provision which exists only in India under the Indian constitution.
Okay.
Whereas a tribe, I'll repeat that, a tribe is an anthropological reality.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Let me ask a question.
Mr. Lokendra, got it. And I'm running totally out of time. My specific, please be direct. Please be direct, Mr. Singh Sit. Sorry, Mr. Lokendra, I'll come back. I'll try to come back to you, but I don't have much time. My direct question to Mr. Kakai Singh Sit: what is your future course of action? Are you likely to move the court? Are you likely to move the court, Mr. Kakai Singh Sit? What is your course of action? Please be direct.
Wasbir, we have already submitted a memorandum to the HSC members, that means the 20 MLS. So far, we haven't got any reply from the side. But you see, as we have done, you see, this is a red line. We are very categorical that the demand for scheduled tribe by the Meiteis community is a red line that will never be accepted by the tribers of Manipur.
Okay, what is your future course of action?
It will depend. We will have to just wait and watch, because right now our Meitei brothers are in gung-ho mood, storming ministers, MLS, and okay, let them do what they wish and what they think is right. But from our side, let us see what the government of Manipur is doing, and we are going to react according to that. And yeah, we have already agreed that we will be reaching Delhi. Definitely, we are going to Delhi, and we are going to knock. We are going to knock at the doors of some competent authorities who are very much linked with this ST movement. Then I think we'll let you know.
All right. So this is a breaking story. The Atsum has said that they will go to Delhi and meet the political leaders who are conversant with the demand, the scheduled tribe demand, and their opposition to the demand. So Atsum delegation will be leaving for Delhi soon to knock at the corridors of power. Now, Mr. Hamzo, final comments from you, 20 seconds. How do you see the road ahead? 20 seconds to you.
The demand for the tribal and the general community equilibrium is maintained within the...
Yes, Hamjo, yes, carry on, please, very quickly.
It has been maintained within the ambit of Manipur, and then I believe that giving a scheduled tribe status to the Meitei community who have been dominant for more than 2,000 years and more than 50 years.
So that is not acceptable to you. That's what you are saying. Professor Bharat Singh, final comments, 20 seconds, please. Professor Bharat Singh.
Everything, this kind of argument and also this kind of going back to history, it wouldn't do well between the hill and valley people. We need some kind of scientific study to have a justification that Meitei community can be enlisted into constitution, or Meitei community cannot be enlisted into constitution. We need this kind of ethnographic study so that these five criteria are fulfilled or not, and also
Right.
we should have this kind of socio-economic study so that everything is going on smoothly,
Right.
so that
So that is a very
no use of
absolutely, that is a very sane
mudslinging.
advice. That is a very sane advice, an ethnographic study, and a socio-economic survey of the Meitei community, or for that matter the others, to find out the truth. Now final comments to you. 20 seconds to you, Mr. Left Colonel Laisram Lokendra. 20 seconds.
Right.
20 seconds.
I'm coming to that. Okay, I'm coming to that. Now, there are 2 points I just want to make quickly. That is, the hill people are worried about protecting their land. Do they only have the right to protect the land? Can't Meiteis have the right to protect our land for our existence in our ancestral land of Manipur, handed out down to us by our ancestors? So we also want to protect our land, that's one. Then another point was about hill-valley divide. Now look, during the British period, they carried out what is called a divide and rule policy. So the hills were different and the plain people, the Meiteis, were different.
Right.
When India got independence, the
Okay,
new India, independent India, followed the same system.
I have to stop you. I am completely run out of time. I have completely run out of time. We will have another, this is not the last word, I know. We'll have another round of discussion on this very, very sensitive issue where both sides have put forward strong arguments. The Meitei groups, the STDCM, has put forward strong arguments why they should be granted, the Meiteis should be granted scheduled tribe status, and the ATSUM, which is leading the movement against this demand, has also put forward very, very strong arguments on as to why they are opposing this demand. And if we look at the civil society is also saying that it is time Chief Minister N. Biren Singh takes the lead in talking to all the stakeholders to try and resolve the issue and break the stalemate. In the meantime, the breaking story is that the ATSUM delegation is leaving for Delhi to knock at the corridors of power who are similar. And one cannot also rule out that this matter is not going to reach the court. So this is a sensitive issue. We are going to debate on this again in the near future. I thank all my panelists for participating in this very, very engaging discussion, and the viewers for watching the program. Good night and goodbye.